Welcome back, my fellow aggressive learners. In this episode, we shall be discussing the famous CSS variables. Right. So, I will be trying to properly discuss with you CSS variable and how to make use of them. Right. So, to get started, CSS variable, like we said before in one of our video, would be what would always start with root, right? Root element and an opening brace, just like every other thing, and then you define the property, all right, and then you define the value, all right. Good. So, but the property would always start with what? With two tag following them, right? And then you define your value. So this is how it goes. Normally, it would naturally use in defining colors, not just colors. You can define your font, you can define your, you can define a whole lot of things right inside CSS variable. So in this course, in this tutorial, we're just briefly going to give it a try and see what it looks like. So in order to do this, let's quickly go ahead and create a few HTML file. So I'm going to create main. Inside my main, I'm going to add h1. Then I'm going to do div. Sorry, first I'm going to do div. Then inside the div, I'm going to do h1. So I'm going to call this class or call it class what? Hero. Hero is okay. Then I am going to have a p tag. Don't bother about the whole thing that is so long. It's not about the HTML. It's about the CSS, right? Beautiful. So now that I have this, I am going to say Nigerian news every day. Good. Nigerian news every day. So I am going to copy this and repeat it maybe 3 times. Maybe I'll call this hero 1, hero 2. So this will be what? Hero 1. I'm just giving it a random name, no meaning attached, so you can find meaning for yours. All right. So now, if you check my stuff, of course, in case you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go over to Ikenachuku Divine or at Sadiko and then hit the subscribe button and then let's get down to business. So now we have something like this. Let's go ahead and use these classes to see if we can play around, all right, with our different CSS, right? Beautiful. So now let's get down to business. So let's get down to CSS, right? So I'm gonna wipe out this, right? Let me just wipe out this. Now let's get down to business. Now I just want to start root element. In my root element, what do I want to do? Voila! I want to define a primary color. You know, we've been doing colors and all that. So I want to define a primary color, all right? And then the primary color I want to define, let's say I'm picking green. So, sorry, please. I actually want a HX. So, but because I don't want to disturb my brain, so I'm going to use my VS Code to play around this. So this is my primary color. I think I'm picking this. Yeah, I'm picking this as my primary color. And then the next thing I want is a secondary color. You can go ahead and even do, you can give it any name, all right? A secondary color that is convenient for you. It mustn't be the name I'm giving them. You can even call it the exact name of that color. So I'm going to pick this guy. So let me do 3, 1, F, 2, 1, 0. Does it sound close? Let's use the color palette, right? Good. So here is it. So I'm picking this guy as a secondary color. I'm picking blue as a secondary color. Right, good. So I can I can say white. So anytime I'm going to use white, I know I just do this FFF. I can even give my black, how the kind of black I want to use. I can even do that. I can decide maybe my black, I don't want this kind of black. There's a specific kind of black I want to use in my work. So what I will do, I'll go here, look for that black. I don't want it completely black, but it's going to look like black, something like this. And I don't want it completely white, but it's going to look like white, right? Good. So, good. So that is the kind of white I am looking out for. So it could be F1, F1, F1. Yeah, I think there's a color like that. Yes, there's a color like that. F1, F1, F1. So that's the white I'm looking for. Good. So now we can also define animation. Yes. Let's define some transition. Let's call it transition. Let's call it transition one. All right, or transition one, or main, transition main, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. But just give it something that will make sure that will sound beautiful and you can actually identify them. So transition, what do you want in my transition? First of all, I want all the property, and then I want it to happen in 3 seconds, and then I want it to be linear, or I can want it to be ease in and ease out, ease in, ease out, and then I want it to also delay by what, by 1 seconds. So that is my main transition. So and then I want what again? Let's say font. I want general font. Sorry, please. I'm just doing this just to keep you general fonts or headers font. Let me call it headers font. So just to headers font size. So all font size, I want them to be what, 2 ranks. Now let's get into business, right? So I'm gonna do anywhere I have header one. Let's say I want to give that header one. I want to give it font size. So to call uh, anything inside root, you need what to call variable. So inside that variable, I am going to call what I'm looking for, font size, header font size. That is what I'm looking for. Watch the changes. What the changes that is happening. Was there any change? Oh, there's supposed to be a change. Did we have our CSS? Yes, we have them. And we have H1. So let's go ahead and find out what is going on. So I have called this guy, I have called this guy. So is it big? Give it 4 rem. Let's know what's going on. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So 3 rems is okay. Then 2 rems is okay. Then 2.5 rems should be fine. Ah, beautiful. Now let's give this our color, a primary color. All right, color. Let's give it a primary color. var var let's give it all our header. Let's give all our header secondary color, right? Yes, let's give all our header secondary color. You can see that, right? Yeah, it's not looking that clear. You can give it something that looks a bit visible. Yes, yes, I think this is a little bit more acceptable, right? Beautiful. So you can say, okay, I want my background for this stuff to be var primary, right? var primary. So check it out, right? That is what I want. So there is nothing you cannot define. So I go to, let's say I do p tag, and I want to do background red, right? For instance, let's do background primary, right? Background primary. Let's assume our primary is red. We're not coming there yet. So background primary, you can see that, right? Beautiful. So and then I want to do transition. I want it to take a transition. So instead of me coming to write a whole new transition, what do? I just do var and I bring in my transition. And then here we go, right? You can see, right? Transition is out 5 seconds, right? Let's do linear, delay, delay 2 seconds, right? So we can even give this our stuff transition, the header. We can give it a transition if we want. Sorry, please. You can give this a transition if you want. So we're saying transition. So this guy should take a transition of what? You can see, right? So refresh this. You can see, right? It's taking time to come in. That's the transition, right? That's the transition. So now, what is the beauty of this? Imagine you have a very big and complex code and you want to change your primary color, right? That would be as easy as coming to the primary and then giving it a whole new color. And voila, you are good to go. You are good to go. Life made easy. Imagine you want to change your transition to ease out. Life become very easy. For instance, life become very easy. Life become very easy, right? So the essence of this is to make your work easy. As your code group complex, you should be able to manage your your whatever CSS rules using what? Using variables. All right. So, and I bet you in the in our project you're going to see more of these stuffs. All right. So, see you in the next class, and thank you very much.